Welcome back, guys, to another episode of the Coakley Kitchen with Mac and Coke. I'm Mac.
And I'm Coke. And Maria, I'm feeling a little fishy today.
Oh, you're a very fishy person.
Yeah. But I'm going to be straight up with you guys. Instead of being fishy, we are going to make a garlic butter baked cod today. Very simple recipe. You guys know that we love the simple recipes.
Yes.
So we've got just under a pound of some freshly caught cod from, I want to say, Chile. And then we have a big old lemon. And then we have some butter. Now we're not going to need that much, only 2 tablespoons. What we're going to do is we're going to combine the butter with some minced garlic, some salt, and some paprika. Normally some parsley, but we are omitting that today.
Mm-hmm.
So we're going to mix all that together. We're going to line the bottom of the baking sheet with it so that the cod may cook in it. So for the side, we are going to be doing some juicy roasted grape tomatoes, tossed in some salt, pepper, some thyme, olive oil. Just, I think, the perfect side for this type of recipe. And then we are also doing some more vegetables, Maria.
Yeah, so we're also going to be making just a really simple salad. So we have some 50-50 blend of mixed greens. I'm going to candy some walnuts. And then we've also been growing pea shoots. So this is from our last harvest. So we're probably going to use like a quarter or half of these. And then we also have a beet that we're preparing right now. So
boiling.
Yeah, so it's boiling behind us on the stove. So that's all gonna go into the salad, and then I'm gonna have Christopher over here make some of his vinaigrette.
Yeah.
And that'll be our dinner. So it's a very healthy dinner tonight,
Yeah.
actually.
So what do you think, Mac?
All right, let's get cooking.
Let's get to it. So we're going to combine the 2 tablespoons of the room temperature butter with some paprika, salts, 2 tablespoons of minced garlic, and olive oil.
Sweet.
So what we've done here is we have combined the butter with the olive oil, the 2 cloves of garlic, not tablespoons, 2 cloves of garlic, and then 1/8 of a teaspoon of paprika and salt. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to just mash it all together. Not with my fist, but with something more efficient.
Sanitary.
Or less efficient. And sanitary. Like a spoon.
Here's our paste.
Probably could use a little more whipping up though. I don't think the butter was quite at room temperature, but close. But it does look pasty.
Yes.
I bit my tongue.
So now do we spread this on the bottom of the pan?
So now we
have our small baking sheet.
So now we will coat just a dollop of this. Not a very appealing sound, but yeah, there you go. That's actually way more efficient.
Just gonna scoop a little bit more in here.
I think this spoon is not quite the right tool.
What next?
All right, so now all right, so now we will take. So now we will take this fresh cod.
How do you know it's from Chile?
I think I just saw it on the sign at the grocery store. I don't actually know it's from Chile.
So while Chris gets the fish ready, I'm just gonna cut this in half, set one half aside, and then slice the other half.
While Chris gets the fish ready.
Okay.
Done.
All right. You didn't even give me a chance.
So this probably more fish than the recipe calls for. It only calls for 8 ounces. This is about probably 12. That's okay. It'll still be good.
Do I lay this on the fish too?
You don't have to, no, because the juices will like come out and it'll all boil together. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so now I will coat the remaining butter on top of the cod.
Once the oven is preheated, which is almost done, we're just gonna pop this in there for 20 minutes?
20 minutes.
20 minutes. And in the meantime, we will see you over the stove so I can candy some walnuts for our salad.
Now we are going to throw the tomatoes in the oven for about 30 minutes, tossing them once, and you'll know they're done when they start to burst.
All right, guys, so we're gonna be candying some walnuts for our salad. So I just have a handful of walnuts that I took, and then I just took a rolling pin after I put them into this little plastic bag and just kind of crushed them up a little bit so they're easier to eat. And then I have our stovetop is on medium heat. So once this gets warmer, I'm just gonna dump these in, and then we'll go from there. So we're just gonna put this in the pan, let it warm up a little. So we'll know these guys are ready when they're starting to toast. If you haven't seen our chicken and walnuts recipe, go back and watch that. It was like 3 or 4 recipes ago, and we also toasted some walnuts for that. So as you know, if you've seen it, it's a little bit tricky to know when they're toasted, but they'll start to, like these light tan parts will start to get a little bit darker. All right, so it's a little hard to tell because it doesn't look any different, but I can smell the walnuts starting to toast. So now we just have like a little bit left of this maple syrup. So I'm just gonna pour enough in to be able to coat all of these. Okay. And that's it. We are gonna turn off the heat and then just pour them in here, and then we'll add them to the top of our salad.
So this is the finished product. Again, we have the garlic butter baked cod. We have,
squeeze some lemon on it.
of course. We have roasted grape tomatoes tossed in thyme, olive oil, salt, and pepper, and then a mixed green salad with roasted beets, candied walnuts, and feta cheese.
And homegrown pea shoots.
Yes, of course. So
let's dig in.
let's have a look. Have a look. Let's have a
How to
taste.
eat. Oh, tartar sauce. And again, this is really simple. Just mayo, sweet relish. We didn't have any mustard, so we did dry mustard and lemon juice.
Yeah, that's it.
That'll
All
do
there
it.
is to it.
Oh, this is really good. This cod.
Yeah.
These tomatoes are delicious.
The tomatoes, what do they do in your mouth, Maria?
Burst.
They just burst in your
Full
mouth.
flavor.
Because you're supposed to cook these tomatoes until one of them bursts. So how I knew that they bursted was I heard the pan kind of shake a little bit in the oven. And that meant one of two things. Either the oven was on fire, which it wasn't, or something burst in there. So that's how I know. This recipe usually calls to put it in the oven at 450 for about 25 minutes. But since we were cooking the cod and the tomato in the oven at the same time, we put the tomatoes in for just a little bit longer.
At 400.
Right, so they really slightly slow roasted.
Yeah.
But still the same effect.
But as you can see, it'll be easier to see in the picture if you go to our Instagram, but like some of these tomatoes, the top are just like slightly blackened. So that's another way to tell. And they're like shriveled up a little bit. And,
Yep. Yeah, for some of these, the skin just popped right off. But for others, it's very shriveled. And those are the ones that really just kind of like pop in your mouth.
You just can't go wrong with tomatoes.
No.
Ever. Everything with tomatoes is amazing. And then, last but not least, is salad.
So, also for the salad, we went with a balsamic vinaigrette. I didn't mention that. So just, balsamic vinegar and olive oil.
Mm-hmm. And if you go back to our very, very first episode, I'm pretty sure Chris made the same exact balsamic vinaigrette or some variation of it when we made the cauliflower pizza.
It was a Dijon mustard.
Okay. I mean, that would still probably taste okay, but that's like a lot of flavors. This is not as flavorful of a dressing, but that's okay because we have the candied walnuts, we have the beets in there that add a lot of flavor, and then we just crumbled some feta over top. So it really just like blends together really well.
It does.
This is a really good dinner. I think this is one of my favorite dinners that we've made for the Coca Kitchen.
Yeah, I think it's very balanced. Nothing in this recipe is very complex flavor-wise, except maybe with salad.
Yeah, but overall, this recipe took us maybe 40 minutes.
Yep.
And that includes like us setting up the camera and everything. So like if we were just like cooking this on a normal night, it'd probably take us half an hour. It was so easy.
Yeah.
Really, really easy to do on a weeknight if you have these ingredients. Highly suggest. We will put the links down below for the cod and for the tomatoes. We don't really have a recipe that we referenced for the salad because we kind of just like threw that together. But I'll put like a little description down below of like what we did for that. Where were these recipes from?
So I got the cod recipe from a food blog called Budget Bytes. You can go follow her on Instagram. She also has a website.
We'll put all that in the link.
We'll put all that
description
in the description. It's a fantastic. I wish I knew the name of the person who made the recipe, but go follow Budget Bytes on Instagram. They're always posting great recipes that are not expensive.
Yes,
and they're delicious.
And we'll by the time you're watching this, the Instagram post will have already gone out, and they're tagged in that, so you can just go right to one of our most recent posts, depending on how much I feel like posting on our Instagram, and find the photo of this dish, and they'll be tagged there.
Yep. And then the tomatoes I got from Bon Appetit. So, and then the salad.
Just made it up.
This guy made it up. So I guess you can call that a Mac and Coke original, but not really, because
it's a salad.
Thousands of people have probably made this exact same recipe.
Yeah. So anyway, now that I'm like basically done with my fish, I'm gonna continue eating.
Yeah. So
thank you so much, guys. Oh, let me swallow. Thank you so much, guys, for joining us for another episode of the Coca Kitchen. We really, really appreciate that you've all been watching us still. I hope you're all doing well during this quarantine. I don't know. I'm sure you guys are going as crazy as I am. But, hopefully this puts a little bit of spark in your week.
Yeah, and, as always, shoot us an email at thecokakitchen@gmail.com or slide into our DMs with any recipe ideas or just say hi. We all got to stick together during this time.
Yeah.
It's tough to be stuck inside. I mean, we're filming from New York, so I know that things are different state to state, but, together we can get through this time, and we just hope that we're doing that through good food and through just being passionate about something.
Yeah. So yeah, Chris said it all. Definitely go follow us on Instagram. If you haven't already, on our YouTube, hit the subscribe button that's right down below and hit the notification bell so you'll get notified every time we post. We try to post every Saturday at 3:30. Sometimes that does not happen. We sometimes upload on Sundays. But always, if you go to our Instagram, we'll keep you updated on when our most recent video will go out.
Yes.
So with that being said, we'll see you guys next week. Peace. Oh my God, you're so good.
Bless you, Luna.
Bless you.